So now that 2023 is over, we could all agree that 2023 was great for RPG fans, right? I mean, there was so many variety in RPGs through the whole year that it was impossible to actually just play all these RPGs that came out, right? But now that we're on 2024, what is there in terms of RPGs? Well, today I wanted to go over 15 RPGs that you should put on your radar or at least look out for in terms of RPGs. It could be JRPGs, Western RPGs, it doesn't matter. This is just 15 games that I think people should put on their radar or at least look out for. It might pique your interest because these are some games that I'm interested in, and I think that people that like RPGs will be interested in these games as well. Now, for the first game, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, or Yakuza 8, coming out January 26th, so really soon as of recording this video. And this game is basically a sequel of Like a Dragon 7 or Yakuza 7, right? And I recently finished this game last year, 2023, and I think the game was great. I mean, the combat was great, the graphics, the story, the voice acting was great, had a lot of funny moments. I mean, if you haven't played a Yakuza game, they are basically one of a kind, right? So this is a sequel of that game, and it's basically a turn-based game, but it doesn't really feel like a turn-based. It's more faster. It also feels a little bit of an action RPG, but not really, because it is technically turn-based. But people that played it know what I mean, right? It has wacky moments. The summons are wacky. I mean, the characters are wacky, but they're fun, right? So this is a sequel of Yakuza 7. And what we've heard right now was from the developers that this game is basically going to be 70 to 100 hours the main story alone. So this game is looking huge, right? So if you're interested in this game, you haven't played a Yakuza game, if you like turn-based RPGs, great voice acting, I mean, you should really look out into trying out this game, or at least put it on your radar, right? Now moving on to the next one, Granblue Fantasy Relink. Apparently this game has been in development for years now, and it's been, tossed around from different developers, right? So I'm really curious how this game will turn out. It's coming out on February 1st, so really soon after Yakuza. Now what I like about this game is the art style, right? Like, it looks really interesting, the characters look great, the art style, like I said, the gameplay reminds me of Tales of Arise kind of, but obviously it does feel more action, right? At least what we've seen. So basically an action RPG with incredible art style, but I'm really curious how it's gonna turn out because it's been jumped around from different developers, and that's what I've seen. So definitely keep a lookout on this game. I know I will, but the reason I won't be playing it day one is because of the next game that I'm about to mention, which is Persona 3 Reloaded, coming out February 2nd. So basically the next day after Granblue Fantasy Relink, which is really unfortunate because I feel like it will overshadow Granblue. But going on for Persona 3, I mean, people that know or love RPGs know about Persona. Persona 5 obviously is the most talked about in the whole Persona series, but just the games in general, like the storytelling in those games are incredible, the character development, the art style, and the gameplay. I mean, everything's great from those kinds, the Persona games. But now that we're getting Persona 3 Reloaded, which is a remake of Persona 3, the reason I'm really looking forward for this game is because I've never played Persona 3, the original game. So my friend has been hyping it up for a while now because that's his personal, favorite Persona game. So I'm really curious on how this game will be compared, to 4 and 5, which are the ones that I played, and how they will, remake the visuals obviously look better than the PS3 version or the Persona 3, the original version, right? So I'm really curious how all that look. I mean, so far it looks incredible, and I'm really excited for this game. Obviously, if you're a Persona fan, if you like turn-based RPGs, if you like, I would say even Pokemon, because it does have that aesthetic in terms of, capturing demons, fusing demons and stuff like that. So if you're into that, you should definitely try out this game. Coming out February 2nd, really soon, so keep a lookout on that one. Now for this next game is one of my most anticipated games of the year, and that's for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Coming out February 29th, same month as Persona and Granblue, so it's crazy. That month's gonna be crazy for RPG fans alone, and for this game, it's really piqued my interest because of the story alone. For people that played Final Fantasy VII Remake know what I'm talking about, where the reimagining, the retelling of the story, right? Without any spoilers. So I'm really curious how this story will be compared to the original and what they're going with, the characters, and stuff like that, right? Now there's something that I seen recently that basically they are re-releasing the movie Final Fantasy VII Advent Children in theaters, and yes, I'm gonna go watch it, but why they're doing that, you know, like I'm really curious why they are releasing the game, the movie before the game. Is there gonna be a connection to that? Is there gonna be characters from the movie to the game Rebirth? Like, I have a lot of questions. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have a lot of questions as well. So this is the reason why it's my most anticipated. Not only the graphics, obviously the characters, the gameplay, but the story alone has piqued my interest that I'm really looking forward to this game. It's one of my most anticipated games of the year of 2024. And obviously people that like Final Fantasy, know about Final Fantasy, like, you know, they like action RPGs and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure people are looking forward for this game as well. So put it on your radar. If you haven't pre-ordered it, I do recommend you pre-ordering it. I pre-ordered myself the deluxe edition, so that's a really good edition to have if you are looking for, you know, which one you want to get. But yeah, one of the most anticipated games of the year. Now moving on to the next game, Unicorn Overlord, coming out March 8th. Now, I already talked about this game, and the reason why I think this game looks incredible is because of the art style alone. You know, Vanillaware in their art style are really unique in the gaming industry, and just looking at this game, right, it looks really gorgeous. It looks beautiful. I mean, the art style, the animations, I mean, this is the reason why I'm really interested in this game. It might be another most anticipated game for me as well. Not only that, but because it's a strategy RPG is another reason. You know, I love strategy RPG, so this is right up my alley. The art style, like I said, anime based. I mean, everything's there. The name is pretty wacky. I don't understand why they put that name. Maybe we'll find out in the game why they chose that name, right? So, I mean, that's something to be curious about, right? I was looking at the collector's edition or the special edition for this game, and I might be getting that one because it looks really affordable in terms of being a collector's for a game based on or compared to other really collectors that are $200 plus, you know. So the game looks incredible, and I do recommend people that love or like strategy RPGs, put this game in your radar. It's looking great, and I'm sure it's going to be reviewed high and stuff like that. So just keep a lookout on this game. Now, the next game, Dragon's Dogma 2, coming out March 22nd. So the same month as Unicorn Overlord. And what can we say about this game? I mean, the sequel to Dragon's Dogma, and it's been a while, it's been a hot minute since this game or this series has been released, right, with a sequel. So what really makes me curious is how will it be received now, especially with new players, right? Players that never played Dragon's Dogma, because to me, Dragon's Dogma feels like a mix of Monster Hunter and Dark Souls, right? So I wonder how, you know, people will receive that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll be positive, but I just wonder how new players will react with this game, you know? Now, I'm sure people that played you know, Monster Hunter or Dark Souls, Elder Ring, stuff like that will be interested in this game just because of the aesthetic, you know, how it looks, you know, the monsters, the monster designs, the characters. Like, I'm pretty sure they'll be drawn into that. I'm just curious how they will like it, you know, compared to these other games that I just mentioned. So I'm looking forward for this game. I'll be getting this game day one. Now, I played Dragon's Dogma 1, so I do know about Dragon's Dogma and what it's about and stuff like that. So that's the reason I'm interested in. But if you do like action RPGs, or like I said, if you like Monster Hunter or, you know, The Ring and stuff like that, you might be interested in this game. So keep it on your radar because it's looking great. Now, the next game is Yuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, the successor to Suikoden, the series, right? So this game is on my radar, and I do recommend people putting it on the radar if they love Suikoden, you know, the franchise, the series, whatever. This is looking great. The art style, the graphics, I mean, I already know it's gonna be addicting in terms of, you know, collecting the heroes or having a big party like that, like a big army of heroes and stuff like that. I mean, Suikoden games, to me, they were always, at least as long as trailers, I remember they were always like addicting. You know, the story was great, the graphics, the gameplay is what's all about. You know what I mean? I'm really looking forward for this game. So if you like turn-based RPGs, if you played suikoden, or you just like the art style, I do recommend you putting this on your radar. Now, these couple of games that I'm about to mention do not have release dates. Some of them have release windows, but so far they don't have release date. All we know is that they're coming out in 2024, right? And for the first one I'm gonna go over is Decapolis. Pushed back from 2023, now releasing on 2024. No release date, but it is coming out in 2024. The game is basically done. You know, they're just working out some stuff here and there to make it a great product when it comes out, right? But so far what we've seen, this is another game that's one of my most anticipated games of the year. You know, level 5 coming back with a big AAA IP RPG, new IP, right? So I'm really interested. The art style, the gameplay, the story looks really good. I mean, this game has everything going for it, and based on what we've seen, it should be a really good game, right? So I do recommend you checking out this game when it releases, or when they release a release window. Check out trailers, you know, gameplay it's out there. I mean, if you're interested in that, the detective stuff, and I guess it's basically a turn-based mixed with action. I mean, to me it looks really interesting. The graphics, like I said, the characters. So definitely check this game out when it comes out. Level 5, they never fail in terms of when they really try, you know. Now for this next game, it is on the list for a couple of reasons that I put it, that I was interested in, and that's for Fantasy Life: The Girl Who Steals Time. Now, I've never played these kinds of games, but the reason I was interested in this game, and I feel like people will be interested as well, is because of the co-op of this game, or the multiplayer, right? The things you could do with friends, right? So this is more of a RPG, a multiplayer, I would say, co-op multiplayer RPG, basically like Animal Crossing, but as an RPG. You know, you can still make your village, you know, you have all that stuff that basically, the, you know, the farming, like Animal Crossing and stuff like that, but you go venture out with your friends and stuff. Of what I've seen, right? You go venture out with your friends, you have different armor, you have jobs. I mean, it's basically an RPG meets Animal Crossing, which has me really interested in, because I do plan on playing this game with my wife and maybe my cousin. So I want to see how this game will be for us, so having a co-op RPG and stuff like that. You know, it could be a little fun game to play with friends. So if you're interested on that, definitely put it on your radar. Next up, Metaphor Refantasio, another most anticipated game for me. New IP from Atlas, looks like Persona and Fire Emblem had a baby. I mean, the game looks incredible. The art style, the character design, I mean, the gameplay, right, that they showed. To me, I don't know, something about this game seems like it's going to be crazy, right? I mean, the aesthetic, right, that they given, like, I don't know, like, I feel like this game will be the first game of many, you know. And I do highly recommend this putting this game in your radar, because I feel like this game you will not want to miss, especially since it's coming out basically on every system, right? All we need to wait for is the release date, but definitely check this game out when it comes out. Next up, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, one of the best Paper Mario games, best RPG Mario, right, or Mario RPG games out there. Now I know Mario RPG recently came out and had a great reception, right? But I could say that this game, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, is better than Mario RPG. So for people that played and loved Mario RPG, I do recommend people trying this game out. Like I said, it's one of the best Paper Mario games out there. Basically what Paper Mario was before they, you know, basically ruined the Paper Mario franchise with their different designs they wanted to do, and might give a green light if this game does well of what people actually want from Paper Mario, you know, the franchise, right? They don't want more action with the Paper Mario series. I'm pretty sure people that love the Paper Mario series do want more of this, right? Going back to the roots, you know? So I feel like if this game does well, then it would give, you know, that green light to Nintendo. Oh, you know what? Let's go back to the root of Paper Mario, you know, and make the rest of the games or the new games that are coming out for Paper Mario the same as how they were back then, right? So definitely check this game out when it releases. No release window yet, but I feel like there's gonna be something soon, so keep a lookout. Next up, The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak. A game that came out in 2021 only on Japan, and apparently this game is finally getting ported over to the West, right? The only thing that I know about this game is that it's the first game from that story arc, so that's good, right? But everyone that knows these kinds of the Legend of Heroes franchise knows how many games there is, right? So I've always been interested in getting into the franchise or the IP or this series, but there's so many games and they're all long, right? So it's kind of difficult to get into, and then you don't know which one to get into. You gotta make some research which one you should try out first, you know, so you won't get lost in the story or stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot going into. That's why it's a big commitment to get into these games. But y'all let me know in the comments below. I think this game could be a game that you could try out without missing out much. But I don't know about that. I mean, you let me know in the comments below. I haven't tried out any Legend of Heroes or Trails games, so y'all let me know in the comments below. I do recommend this game, even if you haven't played the series, to at least getting it physical, because they do get rare, so, and really quickly. So I do at least suggest you getting the game for that reason, right? If you're a collector or you want to, you know, sell it later on and stuff like that. So I do recommend it on that. Now the next game, another big game that I'm excited for, Visions of Mana. No release date yet, but it is coming out this year, 2024. Now this is a new Mana game, right? And what we've seen, it just reminds me of the old style of RPGs, you know, like the days where you would get Tales of Symphonia, you know, Fire Emblem Awakening, like stuff like that. This game gives me that you know, that vibe. The art style looks incredible. The graphics, the gameplay. I mean, I feel like this game will be really gorgeous. It will be a comfort game, a comfort RPG, one of those games that are, you know, you're just having fun with, you know, and have a good time with. So I do highly recommend this game. We haven't seen much besides the Game Awards, but I'm sure we're gonna see more from this game soon. If you haven't checked out this game, look out for the trailers that are coming out, you know, the gameplay and stuff like that. But I do recommend this game. The Mana series has been pretty good for the most part, and I feel, you know, this game should have that support. So check out this game whenever they give more info about the game, right? And I'll cover the game as well on here in the channel. Now for the last game that I want to go over is Dragon Quest 3 2D HD, the remake. I do think this game is going to release on 2024. Like I said before, I'm a huge Dragon Quest fan. Ever since I played Dragon Quest 11, it made me a believer. You know, I've been trying to catch up on playing the rest of the games, but now that they're making this as a remake, which it's one of the best Dragon Quest games out there as well, I'm really curious on checking this game out. Having it, you know, remade is really great for me as well, because I've never played it. So, and I'm sure people that played it already will be excited as well to try it out again, you know, in this form of a remake. And honestly, guys, you can't go wrong with Dragon Quest. I mean, if you're a RPG fan, you can't go wrong. I mean, Akira Toriyama's art style, the character designs and stuff like that, they're just second to none. I mean, I do recommend this game, and just keep a lookout whenever they give more info about the game. You see for yourself, you know, the different trailers and stuff like that, if it's something for you. I mean, obviously, if you're a Dragon Quest fan, you're looking forward for this game just like I am, you know. So that's all the games that I wanted to go over, at least for now. You know, I mean, we still have more games that potentially will be announced or will be revealed, right, through the year. So these are only the games that I do recommend or suggest you have on your radar, either to buy or just check out, right? You don't have to actually buy the game, just check it out, you know, have it on your radar just in case, right? These are the most anticipated games, at least that I feel RPG fans should look forward to, you know. And with that being said, you tell me in the comments what you're looking forward to in terms of RPGs. If I missed out some, maybe I didn't cover that, maybe I didn't know about it, you let me know in the comments below. And be sure to share, subscribe, and like the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.